Sita was a 15-year-old girl who had just begun her class 10. She was known to be academically strong, quiet by nature, and well-behaved. Because of her good conduct, she had become a favorite among all her teachers. Her days passed in a smooth and steady rhythm, filled with routine, discipline, and calm focus. One day, her teacher noticed something unusual. Sita was sitting alone in a corner of the classroom, gazing at the sky with deep intent. At first, the teacher assumed she might simply need some quiet time and chose not to interfere. But as the same scene repeated over several days, concern began to grow. Eventually, the teacher decided to take initiative. Walking up to Sita, she sat beside her and gently asked if anything was bothering her. At first, Sita hesitated. Her fingers tightened around the edge of her notebook, and her discomfort was clearly visible. But the teacher's calm and reassuring presence encouraged her to open up. Slowly, her words began to flow. Sita explained that her distress was not about having or not having a boyfriend, it was about how her classmates made her feel about it. Almost every day, during lunch breaks and free periods, conversations in her group revolved around relationships, who was dating whom, who had messaged whom, and who had gifted what. In the beginning, she had simply listened quietly, neither interested nor bothered. But gradually, things began to change. Her friends started teasing her. What began as harmless jokes, asking if she was still single, questioning what she was doing with her life, or suggesting that she was too boring for anyone to like, slowly started to feel hurtful. Their laughter, once easy and friendly, began to carry a sharp edge. Over time, the teasing became more frequent and more pointed. Soon, it wasn't just teasing. They began excluding her from conversations, telling her she wouldn't understand because she had no experience. At times, they would lower their voices or move away when talking about their relationships, making her feel like an outsider within her own circle of friends. What affected her the most was the constant comparison. It seemed to her that having a boyfriend was treated like an achievement, a sign of being attractive, mature, or cool. And because she didn't have one, she was made to feel as though she was lacking something, as though she was falling behind. There came a point when she began questioning herself. She wondered if something was wrong with her, why no one seemed to like her, and whether she was not good enough. Deep inside, she knew the truth. She wasn't ready for a relationship. She wanted to focus on her studies and her personal growth. But the constant pressure and mocking slowly began to shake her confidence. Along with that, another feeling crept in, loneliness. Not because she didn't have a boyfriend, but because she felt she was losing her friends. The same people she once laughed with now made her feel small. Gradually, she started sitting alone, avoiding conversations, and pretending to be busy just to escape the discomfort. At one point, the pressure became so overwhelming that she even considered forcing herself into a relationship just to fit in, just to stop the teasing. But deep down, it didn't feel right. It felt like she would be betraying herself. With tears in her eyes, she finally expressed her true conflict. She didn't want to do something just because others were doing it, but at the same time, she didn't want to feel left out. The teacher listened patiently. Then, in a calm and reassuring voice, she shared something important. She explained that the right path is not always the easiest one, and that it often feels lonely at the beginning. choosing what is right for oneself instead of what is popular might create the feeling of being left out, but in reality, it means protecting one's self-respect and future. She paused for a moment, letting her words sink in. Then she continued, explaining that at Sita's age, it is natural to see others influenced by trends like relationships. But that does not mean everyone must follow the same path. True confidence, she said, comes from understanding one's values and standing by them, even when others do not understand. With a gentle smile, the teacher reassured her that she was not missing out on anything. Instead, she was choosing her time wisely. The right friendships and experiences, she said, would come at the right stage of life. For now, what truly mattered was building strength within herself, her interests, her growth, her individuality. Those words carried both warmth and strength. Sita listened quietly, and slowly, a sense of reassurance began to replace her doubts. Her confidence returned, and with it came a renewed sense of calm and positivity.